Welcome, everybody, to episode number 48 of the Building the Village podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dr. Brandon W. Jones, your Chief Village Building Strategist. And as always, I'm excited because I get to talk to you all, the members of the village. Before we get into the episode content, I want to do a couple of things. Number one, if you're not already doing so, please make sure that you subscribe to my Linktree, because that's where you're going to be able to keep up with everything I'm doing with B. Jones Speaks. And so I've got a lot of other content that I'm going to be releasing, and it'll be getting uploaded directly there. And so if you're not already doing so, make sure you subscribe to my Linktree, and we'll make sure that that link is available for you in the liner notes and on this episode. Also, be sure, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're getting anything out of this, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with that person that, even if you can't stand them, give them the episode link, because we want everybody that needs to hear this content to get access to it. And then, of course, I'm at B. Jones Speaks on YouTube, at B. Jones Speaks on Threads, and at B. Jones Speaks on Facebook. All right. So without further ado, I want to talk a little bit about not just building the village, but how to make this thing happen. Because I realized in doing the Building the Village, not just podcast, but doing this talk in other spaces, I realized that I need to do a better job of actually coaching and showing individuals what it looks like to actually make the village possible. And so the question that I often ask people is, who's in your village? And what that means is, you've probably heard this phrase at some point in your life: it takes a village to raise a child. What happens when we become adults? What happens when we grow up? Does the village go away? Do we stop caring for each other? Is the village no longer necessary? I don't think that's the case. I just think that one of the things we want to do a better job of is making sure that we are paying attention to who's in the village. And so I've got a couple of strategies that I want to share with you all that I think will help you build the village so that we can live out the code that we've established as members of the village. And so the first thing I would share is, number one, you want to map out your village. You want to map your village out, or take inventory of who's really in your corner. And what that means is, I want you to list the people who play a role currently in your life. That could be a mentor, a friend, a coworker, a spiritual guide, an encourager, and of course, that person that challenges you. Because sometimes we get so busy, we get caught up in life, we get messed up because we start thinking too much in our heads, and we think that, oh man, I don't have anybody in my corner, or we're trying to get somewhere that somebody who's already in our village has already been, and we miss key opportunities because we haven't taken an inventory. I'll tell it to you like I told a group that I was coaching a while back. I said, if you got stranded on a desert island and you started to look around, one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to take inventory of what you have. If you crashed on a boat or on a plane or something like that on a desert island, you're going to take an inventory of the things that you have. You're going to see if you've got a knife, or if you've got a magnifying glass, or something that can help you hunt, trap, gather, collect water, have a map, or light a fire. You're gonna look and see what you have. We should do the exact same thing when it comes to the people in our village. We need to look around and see, who do we have? Who's challenging me to be better? Who do I have when those moments start to when life rather gets the best of me, who can I call on, right? Who's that person that I trust with my secrets, or that person that is going to push me in the right direction? That's what I want to make sure that we understand when we're trying to build the village. But then also, you got to be careful to spot the gaps. And what I mean by spot the gaps is after you've taken the inventory and you've seen who you have, who's there, see where you might have some gaps missing or where some spots that need to be filled. And what I mean is, where are the missing roles? Do you need somebody that's telling you the truth? Are you missing that person who's your cheerleader? Who's that person that connects you to resources and opportunities? Or better yet, who's that wise elder? And so when you spot the gaps, don't just realize, oh, I don't have this person or this resource in my life. Actually take action. Do something about it. Go and find that mentor. Go and look for that person who can serve that role, because we all need each other. You hear me say this almost every episode. We need each other, and we need the best versions of ourselves. So here's the challenge question for you for this particular point. I want you to think about this. Who is the person that shows up for you, and who should be part of your village but isn't yet? That's the challenge question for you with that first point. The second point that I want to make is you need to not only map out your village, you need to expand your village. Now, this is going to be a challenge, but I want you all to lean in on this one, okay? I want you to expand your village, because too many times we get boxed in with our thinking. We limit it to people that think like us, act like us, move like us. And as a result, we wonder why some of the ideas that we come up with or some of the things we do sound a little monotonous, because there's no diversity in that. There's no diversity of thought. There's no diverse perspective. And so as a result, we miss out on key opportunities to be better versions of ourselves. So I want to challenge you to think beyond the expected, because here's the thing. Villagers come in all shapes, sizes, colors, differences, mindsets, perspectives, socioeconomic statuses, or stati, whatever the plural word of that is. That's what they are. They come in all forms. So your village isn't necessarily limited to just your best friends or family. It can include somebody who's online. It could be a podcaster. Hi, I want to be a part of your village, right? It could be an author, a spiritual community, or a professional network. I'll never forget, during the pandemic, there was a rise of online communities, and a lot of people coming out of the pandemic, and some would argue we're still in it. But when you think about the rise of those online communities, what ended up happening was there were people that, through video games, through gaming networks, through Jackbox games, through online happy hours, all these different things, they formed communities, they formed groups. And some of these people have never met each other in real life before. I'll never forget a couple of years ago, there was a guy who plays Call of Duty, and he's been playing Call of Duty with this one friend of his for about 11 years, and they had never met each other in person. And so then one day, they made the decision that they were going to meet in person, and the joy that they showed, that the way that they hugged each other and embraced and high-fived and got to spend time together did something for my soul, because you could see the connection that had been established for the better part of that decade, all because of an online community. And all of us have an opportunity to do that, but I want to challenge you to make room for those not only opportunities to connect in different ways, but I want you to make room for the unlikely contributors. Sometimes the person who pushes you the hardest or disagrees with you the most is shaping you in ways that comfort will never be able to do. Did y'all catch that? The person that pushes you the hardest or disagrees with you in the most ways is probably shaping you in ways that comfort cannot. And comfort sometimes is going to be the enemy of our greatness. We've got to, as my old boss used to say, lean into the discomfort every once in a while. And so here's a reflection question for you. What are some unexpected sources of wisdom or support that you might have overlooked? What are those unexpected sources of wisdom or support that you might have been overlooking? They're right there in front of you, but because they don't look like what you think they should look like or sound like what you think they should sound like, are you overlooking the very blessing that you've been praying about and asking for? I don't know. Here's my third and last point. Not only do we need to map out the village, but also expand it. Here's the last thing. You need to know your role in the villages where you serve. Or better yet, know your role in the people that you're mentoring. Know your role in their village. Because here's the thing. You're not just receiving, you are giving. Now you have to ask yourself, am I the encourager? Am I the challenger? Am I the guide? Am I the learner in somebody else's village? Because here's the thing. All of us are connected in different circles or spheres of influence, and we all play different roles. Now, different people play different roles in our lives, but you have to ask yourself, what role do I play in my mentor's life? What role do I play in my sibling's life or my best friend? What is the role that I play? And so what you have to do is you have to stay aware of how you show up, because one, nobody can show up better for you than you. That's number one. Number two, you have to stay aware of how you show up, because if you're not aware of the role that you play, you can unintentionally do damage to the people that are around you. Your presence or your absence actually impacts the growth of other people. So the question is, are you intentional about your contribution? Are you being strategic about the way that you show up? Now, I'm not saying be fake, and I'm not saying only show up because the relationship is transactional. I'm saying, am I being intentional about making sure that I check on this person who I'm clearly a mentor for? Or if I'm offended by something one of my close mentors or mentees did, whose responsibility is it to follow up? And so my last reflection question for you all today is, whose village are you part of, and are you playing your role well? Listen, I've enjoyed hanging with you all again today. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 48. I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.